This guy came up to me from behind. He didn't even say hi. I just hear, "I'm Tony." And the words that he spoke might be the answer for you. Welcome to the No Bow Tie Show. I'm John No Bow Tie Swoboda, author, musician, and mindset mentor. Get ready to discover your unique edge, tools to conquer doubt, and the power to live with limitless joy. His story was really compelling up to a point. He spoke in a very pleasant tone, and he displayed like these crevices in his eyes from smiling too much, as he aged. Tony owned the place. It was an acreage spread on hillsides full of these houseboats as cabins. He shared these odd, interesting tidbits about himself that just kept my attention. And I know that he owned the place, but he owned a lot more. The thing that I wanted to know is how these little boat cottages became his great passion in life. Detail in these things was unbelievable. I felt comfortable to ask him more personal questions so that I could find out how he dug into his passion. He said the first thing that he did was that he had to find his voice. He had to learn who he was. So I said, "Well, how did you do it?" And he pointed to the south side of the beach at this monstrous rock. I mean, it was the size of a town hall. And then he lowered his voice. He said, "I took a towel, a sandwich, and a gallon of water to that spot over there by the shadow. I drew a line in the sand forming a circle around me, and I decided I would not step outside of that circle until I found enlightenment. I knew my voice would be welled up in me, and then I would be able to live in this world." As Tony's going to reveal his big secret to you, join the team, the Mindset Rebellion team, where we get a frame of mind that makes purpose just float to the surface. Check out patreon.com/nobowtie. Now, let's find out what Tony learned. So, without reason, he abruptly changed the subject to this 57 green Chevy that he drove that was rusting out at the wheel wells. And I'm like, wait, what happened? How long were you in the circle? How long were you there? What did you learn? And his eyes came back to the space between us, and with kind of a snort of a laugh, he smiled. And he shook his head and he said, "Oh, it lasted about 10 minutes. He said, "Well, that's how long it took me to realize that that's not how it's done. That your depth is not handed to you. Your essence isn't decided on a whim. It is developed through decisions in the journey, using yourself." And a light bulb went on me of like, oh, that's so simple and that's so common sense. But how many of us really want to face it? And then his eyes gleamed and he looked out and he said, "I learned that using yourself leads to knowing yourself." Most people have it backward, you see, that they're waiting to learn who they are before they'll give a full effort or full throttle to what they really want. He said, "Look around. You tell me how I did it." And he was in bare feet, so he got up and he walked through the sand until he got to the trail. And he said, "And by the way, it wasn't easy." He left me sitting there in the sand and he said, "I've got to run. I have work to do. There's a boat that I'm finishing and it needs another coat of paint." Our guests just love these little renditions of heaven. When I found my passion, I didn't find it. I kept working on things that were interesting to me, and I kept working on ideas that I had. And I kept waking up to more passion. I won't say I ever found the passion, but I kept waking up to more passion. Anybody can do this. It is available to you right now. What most people don't want to do, they don't want to do the short work that takes a lot of effort. And it's the answer to living a great life. In the big picture, purpose is easy to find and a better way to live. You might want to check out my book called How to Be Unique Just Like Everybody Else. And it's in audiobook form too. Anywhere that you can get books and anywhere that you like to shop, you'll find it there. Thanks.